this might just be the most versatile monitor I've ever used, and it's more than just a screen. So this is the LG 32U889SA, otherwise known as the LG Smart Monitor Swing. It's a 31.5-inch 4K smart monitor that honestly feels like a mix between a TV, a touchscreen computer, and a productivity tool, all on wheels. I've been using it in different ways around the house, and there's a lot to unpack here, but I'll break everything down. But before we explore the features, let's check out what all comes in the box. Alright, now let's go over everything that was included in the package. First off, you get a USB to USB-C adapter, a power adapter, an HDMI cord, the base, which is pretty heavy, some sort of cover, probably for the base, and this is the arm, and LG specifically told me 3 times to be careful when I release this piece, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. And of course, the screen. Hopefully I don't drop this. Oh, it's glossy. Didn't expect that. And the manual. Let's build this. So I didn't completely read the manual before setting this up, and I just realized that you can actually leave the base in the box while you're attaching the arm and just roll the entire unit out once done. And if you remove this piece before installing the monitor, then the arm could swing upwards, but with the monitor already attached, we won't have any problems. Okay, the first thing that stood out to me was the glossy screen. Most of the monitors I've used tend to be matte or have some kind of anti-glare coating, but this one definitely reflects more light. So if there's a lot of sunlight coming in or you're working in a bright space, the reflections could get in the way. The LG Smart Monitor Swing has a 31.5-inch 4K Ultra HD display, and it's an IPS panel, so the colors look pretty accurate no matter the angle. It supports 95% of the DCI P3 color space, so colors are vibrant without looking oversaturated. And if you do any photo editing or design work, you'll appreciate the accuracy. HDR10 is a nice bonus too. You'll definitely notice it when watching movies with lots of darker moments and subtle lighting. Now, it is a 60Hz screen, so it's not aimed at serious gaming, but for everyday use, work, content, light gaming, it looks really clean. But let's be real, you're probably not buying this monitor just to park it at your desk. Sure, it can hook up to your computer, but the LG Smart Monitor Swing was clearly built for flexibility. For me, it's more about entertainment than productivity. Now, what really makes this screen stand out from most others in this category is that it's a touchscreen. Whether you're pinching and zooming on web pages, navigating with your fingers, or using it in a standing setup where reaching for a mouse isn't ideal, the touch support just makes the whole experience feel more fluid and interactive. If you rotate the screen vertically for portrait use, it even auto-rotates the image, which is super helpful for things like scrolling through long web pages or viewing social feeds. At first, I assumed there was a built-in webcam tucked into the center cutout, but it turns out that's just an ambient light sensor and infrared receiver for the remote. LG does offer a smart cam add-on, though I didn't find one specifically for this model, but I'm pretty sure it looks similar to the ones for their other monitors. And if you have used an LG smart monitor before, you'll already be familiar with webOS, LG's built-in smart platform that gives you access to a wide range of streaming apps, games, and productivity tools. What's nice about this is that you can stream Netflix, YouTube, Disney Plus, or Apple TV right from the monitor without even plugging in a computer. And even if you don't have subscriptions to the major streaming platforms, LG Channels gives you access to over 300 live channels and thousands of on-demand movies and TV shows completely free. The webOS gaming portal also gives you access to cloud gaming platforms like Nvidia GeForce Now, Amazon Luna, Blacknut, and Xbox Cloud, unlocking a massive library of AAA titles. While I don't currently have active subscriptions to these services, the integration is there if needed. webOS also has a huge selection of casual, couch-friendly games that are totally free and surprisingly fun when you just want to chill and kill some time. There's also a dedicated home office hub that integrates Google Workspace tools like Calendar, Gmail, Google Drive, Chrome, and remote desktop access. With remote desktop, I can securely connect to another computer in the house to access a file or complete a quick task. Plus, by pairing a wireless keyboard and mouse, the LG Smart Monitor Swing transforms into a fully functional workstation. Navigating webOS with touch is definitely convenient convenient, and while it's not super snappy like your phone or tablet, it's good enough for everyday stuff like scrolling or tapping through menus. However, one thing to keep in mind is that not all apps support touch input. When an app doesn't support touch input, you'll get a pop-up on-screen control menu, so you can either use that or the remote. For example, I can browse YouTube and Netflix via touch, no problem, but when I launch Apple TV, Disney Plus, or Prime Video, I would have to use the remote. It's a bit odd, especially since there's no clear indicator of which apps are touch compatible until you try. It's hard to tell whether this is a webOS quirk or an issue tied to how third-party apps are implemented. While the standard remote works well for everyday use, you can upgrade to LG's Magic Remote, which adds hands-free voice control and Alexa support, but it's sold separately as an optional accessory. Now let's talk about the game-changing features of this monitor. It's ergo stand with the rolling base. Beneath the base are 5 small wheels that allow the monitor to glide effortlessly across the floor. And because they're tucked out of sight, it keeps the overall look clean and minimal. Most monitors are locked into your desk setup, but this one is designed to move with you. The built-in casters on the bottom make it super easy to roll it from room to room. I can have it in my office, roll it out to the kitchen, to the bedroom. I mean, technically, I could use it in the bathroom. And because the stand is height adjustable with tilt, swivel, and pivot options, you can set it exactly how you want it no matter where you take it. You can really fine-tune the angle depending on how you're using it. When I'm adjusting the monitor, it feels really solid. There's no wobble or give in the hinges at all. It's not flimsy by any means. And this is as low as it gets, and this is the max height you'll get out of it. So I had my wife give it a try in the kitchen. She rolled it over, pulled up some recipes, and right away said it's much easier than squinting at her phone. And in the mornings, it's great for casually scrolling through news or watching something over coffee without having to boot up a laptop. The stand also supports full portrait rotation, which is super useful in many ways. This is perfect for scrolling long articles, editing short-form content, or even editing photos. And using a giant touchscreen for social media is a whole new experience compared to the tiny displays on our phones. And I gotta give it to LG when it comes to picture quality. Movies and shows on this thing looks awesome. Thanks to LG's quality IPS panel and wide color support covering about 95% of the DCI P3 color gamut, the colors look vibrant and natural without feeling over the top. The built-in 5-watt stereo speakers aren't booming on bass, but the audio is clear and suitable for everyday use. On the back, you'll also find a 65-watt USB-C port with power delivery, 2 additional standard USB-C ports, and dual HDMI 2.1 ports, one of which supports eARC for enhanced audio pass-through. There's also built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, of course. While 60Hz may not be ideal for high-intensity competitive gaming, I hooked up the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World looks incredible on this screen, especially in 4K. And with the 65-watt power delivery, I can keep the Switch 2 charged in the dock. For everyday productivity tasks, the 65-watt power delivery via USB-C is perfect for a clean one-cable laptop setup. If I had to pick just one monitor to use, a 32-inch 4K display would be my top choice. It's the sweet spot for juggling windows and getting things done without feeling cramped. Scrolling long documents or hopping between emails and web browsing feels natural with all the real estate you get. And for PC users, you can download the LG Switch app to set up hotkeys to split your screen into different layouts. Super helpful if you like keeping your desktop tidy and organized. I don't always like being stuck in my office, so when I'm writing scripts or answering emails, I like to change up the environment, and it's great that I can just roll the monitor along with me. And the 4K resolution does not disappoint. The text is crisp and everything looks super sharp. Plus, the monitor also supports seamless wireless sharing with AirPlay 2, Screen Share, and Google Cast. AirPlay 2 is cool to mirror your phone screen, view photos, or just scroll social media on a bigger display. All in all, the LG Smart Monitor Swing checks a lot of boxes, from its flexible ergonomic design and 31.5-inch 4K touch display to the convenience of webOS, built-in speakers, and versatile connectivity options. It's no surprise why this CES 2025 Innovation Award winner stands out. If you want a monitor that does more than just sit at your desk all day, this one's a solid pick. Full specs and links are in the description. Feel free to check them out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.